Today, more than ever, it is possible to find clothes for very low prices. While this is beneficial for shoppers, it does beg the question, how can clothes be so cheap? This phenomenon is called fast fashion. It is an approach to the design, creation, and marketing of clothing that emphasizes making fashion trends quickly and cheaply available to consumers. Fast fashion is a relatively recent concept. We are buying 60% more than we were only 20 years ago, in 2000. It has been estimated that for each person on the planet, there are 20 new garments manufactured each year. While it is always fun to acquire new pieces, there is much that we should know about what actually happens behind the bargains. Fast fashion is harmful for populations around the world, as well as for the environment. There are roughly 75 million people working in the fashion garment industry today, 80% of which are women. Garment workers in Bangladesh make about $96 per month, even though their government's wage board suggests that workers need 3.5 times that amount in order to meet their basic needs. Many people face dangerous working environments due to unsafe machinery and exposure to hazardous chemicals. The pressure to keep prices low and production high means that long hours, poor conditions, and child labor are common. China and India are the two top textile producing countries in the world. They rely on coal-fueled power plants for energy, which contribute massively to environmental pollution. During coal processing, a lot of water is used, which becomes polluted by heavy metals and toxic substances such as arsenic. The burning of coal releases greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, which increases the carbon footprint of each garment. The short lifespan of trendy garments means higher relative manufacturing emissions. The production of clothing releases CO2 at all stages of the process. During fiber production, where large amounts of non-renewable resources are extracted to produce the clothes. During use, since washer and dryer machines need energy to run. And in the landfill, as materials release greenhouse gases when they decompose. The clothing industry is also detrimental to our world's water supply. To make one adult-size cotton t-shirt, it takes 2,700 liters of water from start to finish, which is enough water for one person to drink for 2.5 years. Meanwhile, the average pair of jeans takes about 7,000 liters, which is equivalent to 14 hours and 30 minutes of showering. When certain synthetic materials such as nylon and acrylic are washed, they release tiny amounts of plastic called microfibers. Every time you run your washing machine, hundreds of thousands of these microfibers are flushed down the drain. Because these particles are so small, they are not filtered out before draining into the greater water source. The microfibers get swallowed by fish and other sea life, traveling up the food chain where they end up on our plates. What happens when we're done wearing our clothes? If they are not being donated or handed down to friends and family members, they are usually burned or incinerated, depending on the type of disposal used in your area. Globally, customers miss out on $460 billion of value each year by throwing away clothes that they could continue to wear. Every day, enough clothes to fill 1.5 Empire State Buildings are thrown out. These social and environmental concerns are just the beginning. The use of dyes and chemicals also have their effect on our people and planet. But there are things that you can do to be a responsible shopper and even ways that you can help. Because some companies have more responsible manufacturing processes than others, it's important to recognize which companies are doing things right and which aren't. Many of the big name companies out there have been found to cut costs in various ways, whether they use unsustainable sources of material or underpay their workers. They choose to sell us quantity over quality, and that is a problem. It's time to learn about new ways of producing, like these companies have done. These are some of the leaders in textile sustainability, who have been awarded prestigious certifications and use ethically sourced materials. The best thing that you can do is care for the clothes that you have by getting them repaired when they are ripped or by learning to mend them yourself. It's also important to make wise decisions about the clothes that you wish to buy. Learning how to differentiate what you want from what you need is a real talent. And lastly, share the knowledge that you have about the fast fashion industry. The more that people know about the truth behind these cheap prices, the closer we can get to changing the clothing industry.